So on one side we have Lord Meghnad Desai and MJ Akbar, national spokesperson of the BJP. We have Dr. Omkar Goswami, economist and founder and chairperson of Kirk Advisory Private Limited. They're all part of our budget panel this time. Pawan Verma of the JDU has a contrary view. Rita Brata has the contrary view. And I think Dr. Balachandra Mungekar, I'd like to start with you. I think you have a contrary view. You're a member of Parliament, Rajya Sabha of the Congress Party. Now you have are you just opposing for opposing's sake? Because it appeared to me, and I showed the pictures of that political pumpkin sent by the Congress Party, and run the pictures again. There's some pumpkin called Mukesh Sharma, who was sent to block by the Congress Party to block the railway minister's car, do that drama, and then he dropped that nameplate. He did all that tamasha. You know, are you doing tamasha for tamasha's sake because you are not willing to accept that here is a government which will not treat the Railways Ministry as some kind of a giveaway goodies ministry, which will not make announcements and not do anything to them, which will not just announce new lines and not have the money for them, that there is a new bold political logic which says that we will not, like the Congress Party destroyed the Indian Railways. You destroyed the Indian Railways systematically over 10 years.
No.
We will not allow the destruction of the Indian Railways. Omkar Goswami coming to the Congress Party's defense.
The Congress Party destroyed.
Go ahead.
Congress Party systematically, after Madhav Rao Scindia, destroyed the Indian Railway for 2 decades.
For 2 decades?
For 2 decades.
Yeah.
And I will talk about this in greater detail.
I thought you were coming in the Congress defense.
No. Yeah. Completely and methodically. But having said so, it's also a case that whenever you had coalitions, the worst possible minister among your alliance became a railway minister. The only small sign of a person who was moving in the right direction, but he was snuffed out before he could sneeze, was Dinesh Trivedi.
Yeah, so there you are. You, in fact, thanks for coming in on that. So Balachandra Mungekar, Omkar Goswami extends my argument here today. You destroyed the Indian Railways not for 10 but 20 years, he says, and now you can't accept the fact, even grudgingly, that there is a government which is having to undo all the things that you did wrong. That it giving up the populism, understanding the railways needs to be brought back on its feet and has the courage to do it.
4 people: Barkat Ghani Khan Chaudhary, the Nitish Kumar, Lalu Yadav, and Mamata Banerjee. The interesting thing is, 1 from Malda, 1 from South Bengal, and 2 from Bihar. Okay,
Balachandra Mungekar, ball is in your court right now.
See, I think, with all regards to your question is misplaced. See, whatever Sharma has done, it is absolutely disgusting, and I don't approve it at all. But please, for heaven's sake, don't consider that was the deliberate decision taken by the Congress Party, because you have uttered the name of Mrs. Sonia Gandhi again and again.
Yeah, because she's the head of your party. Yeah, it's not a crime to take Sonia Gandhi's name, is it? What are you saying here?
No.
You're saying like you've taken the Queen's name or something.
It was not, Mr. Goswami. My only point is, it was not the party's decision, and I said and I
forget that. Come to the point. Your mindless populism is history.
No, because
answer the point today.
That is my point. Answer the point. I ask all the panelists, Mr. Meghnad Desai, Mr. Omkar Goswami, Mr. MJ Akbar, and including you. First, you start define what the term populism means. Do you mean that the expenditure which is made on the poor people, those who are depending upon the public exchequer for the provision of the basic essential on the basis of which Rangarajan committee has estimated? Please, don't disturb. My only point is, without defining populism, you can't generalize the discussion. You first define. I ask all the panelists, including Mr.
MJ Akbar.
First, you define what is the meaning of populism.
MJ Akbar.
Do you mean that Mahatma Gandhi Employment Guarantee Scheme? No, 1 minute. Do you think National Employment Guarantee Scheme is populist? Do you think that National Food Security is populist? Do you think that National Rural Health Mission is populist? Do you mean that Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan is populist?
I thought we were talking about railways.
I thought we were talking about the railways.
Just keep the topic on railways and answer a simple question. Do you have data to prove that in the last 2 decades, the railways have not been run to ground by populism and complete lack of investment.
Well, Mr. Mungekar asks a question which actually MJ Akbar should respond. He asks the question, what is populism? Now, I'll tell you one thing, sir.
May I answer
Before I answer the question of what is populism, MJ Akbar will answer that. I ask you a question, what is a scam? I ask you a counter question. What is a scam? You know what a scam is? A scam is, sir, when in the last 10 years, 99 new line projects worth 60,000 crore rupees are sanctioned, out of which only one project is complete to date. This is, in my view, sir, the next big scam which is going to hit your ex-government. I think it's the next big scam. 60,000 crores, 99 rail line projects cleared, 10 years passed, only one project complete. You cheated the country, Mr. Mungekar. You systematically cheat the country. Don't shoot off the shoulders of the poor people of this country. MJ Akbar responding on what is populism, asked Balachandra Mungekar. Mr. Akbar, your turn now.
Arnab, thank you very much for answering the question. I was going to define populism basically, essentially, and emphatically as telling lies to the people. And what you have just insisted, that is precisely the example that I was going to give. You told the people that 399 projects were going to come in the last 10 years, out of which you know it, only one has actually been implemented and completed. So 398 have been lies, so variations of lies. That is populism. Populism is telling people that you're going to give them food, and instead you give them filthy kitchens. You give them food which is inedible and which probably make you sick. Populism is making and throwing, figments of imagination into there, which you know in your heart and in your balance, in your books, that you cannot ever achieve. I'd like to use this opportunity or not to explain what
full-blown attack
is about.
And MJ, I want to just add one more thing.
This budget is about, it is part of the architecture of a new economy. This budget should not be seen only in isolation. It is part of the Modi vision.
But why does that Modi vision? No, where was the Modi vision till recently? No, I want to take issue both. No, Mr. Akbar, there is an accusation against you. There is an accusation against you. Rita Prata puts his hand up. Omkar. No, one second. We have fantastic speakers on Newshour tonight, and Meghnad Desai will come. I'll come to you. That stoic expression on your face, the patience with which you're listening to the debate. My question. No, sir. Omkar Goswami.
One sentence.
No, you can't. You're all dominating the debate.
Sorry, one sentence.
Yeah, Pawan Verma must be allowed to speak.
Populism has had one denouement, and the denouement is that party that loved populism got 44 seats in the Lok Sabha.
Really? And the BJP used to hate populism, is it? You're saying to me, Omkar Goswami, I have so much personal regard for you. You're saying the BJP used to hate populism. I ask you here today, if we define populism, is populism a post-general election result invention of the BJP? If users need to pay is the economic vision of the NDA government, Pawan Verma, Rita Brata, come in, then doesn't that go against the very grain of the past rhetoric in which the BJP complained about the common man being burdened? You are now congratulating yourself for your fiscal prudence, but if prudence, Pawan Verma, were the cornerstone of the BJP's philosophy, why didn't they take back the previous government why did they take on the previous government when it was undertaking similar measures? Now, you must, either you accept tonight. Either you accept tonight. We are populist, but we are not populist, but we are also hypocritical. Make that acceptance tonight.
No, Arnab, let us...
Pawan Verma.
Just give me a minute, Arnab.
Yeah.
Give me a chance to explain.
Go ahead.
There is no doubt that sterile populism is not what this nation requires. There is equally no doubt about the fact that the railways are drastically in need of a revamp and overhaul. Let's take that as given.
Agreed.
About populism, I think what the BJP is doing is to talk of the poor man, the common man, and reverse populism now in favor of the elitist, the elite, the already privileged.
Oh.
unless you are in a fantasy land, Arnab, you cannot build the first floor of a house without the ground floor and the foundation. The successful cannot succeed to form their own republic. This is India. A vision of Japan cannot be transplanted in a slum in Delhi or Mumbai. The truth of the matter is, we can have this vision of the 21st century and bullet speed trains. But the real truth is that the common man, it's a lottery for him every time he travels in a train. His plight actually is to even travel inside a toilet with a family, with no facilities guaranteed, and one of your strategies is to burden that common man even more. I put to you the charge
hype, you know that
this budget. Let me finish, sir. One sentence more. Let me finish one sentence more, sir. Let me finish one sentence, sir. Please be fair to your panelists. Please be fair to your panelists.
Sir, two panelists want to take you on here. By the way, I'll come to Rita Brata next after.
This budget is economically elitist, and let me say to you, geographically discriminatory. Large swathes of this country have been excluded from its purview.
That's typical standard thinking. What kept out of the purview, Pawan Verma? What kept? How would you answer my question? 99
ministers from Bihar always made Patna, Munger, the important parts of railway budget. Ghanikant Chaudhary made Malda the most important part of the railway budget.
What did it do?
Only difference is they did nothing for railways. They just created employment in those areas.
That it has come with a new vision. It has come with a new vision. I salute.
No, I'll come back to you.
The budget has
Pawan, I respect you.
Let's have a reasonable discussion.
Pawan, I respect you, and I'll come back to you. And I will take your thing apart.
Okay, one second. If the railway budget is an indication of Modi's economic vision, the question also will be, how consistent is this vision? Meghnad Desai, I'll come to you. Feel it's an open debate, please. Feel free to come in. You don't have to show any of the panelists, including me.
The budget fares for the
Meghnad Desai, on a lighter note, Meghnad Desai, you don't have to show any of the panelists, certainly not yours truly, any special respect. My question is, if tough decision making is the new economic philosophy of the Modi government, fantastic. Why did they then roll back the suburban fare hike in Mumbai? Or is the users need to pay argument not valid for election bound states? Yes, Meghnad Desai. After that,
Arnab, if somebody raises fares all over the country to eliminate a deficit of 33,000 crores and make 8,000 crores for the railways net, and in a small part of the country, a metropolitan rail withdraws the rail fare, don't be so harsh.
Why?
That it has to be completely 100% like that.
No. Then the same logic must apply.
Okay, there is a bit of populism.
So a little bit of populism when it suits you politically is fine.
Of toughness and 2.5%. Yeah, no, I think
as long as the BJP does it, it's okay.
Can do
if
with
the Congress does it, it's not okay.
But BJP, listen. BJP used to be populist, but this government is going to be as little populist as possible. And the meaning of populism is promising things which you can't pay for.
Right, so if doing...
And you won't pay for.
Okay, fantastic.
And you'll run a deficit.
No, so
and you'll get into debt. And you'll increase taxation. That is populism.
No,
that is populism.
No, if that is the populism...
And don't talk about the poor and elitism and all that.
Train, sir.
Pay for what you have.
Yeah, pay for what you have. Then I want to know. Then I want to know, will the government reduce...
Pay for what you have.
No, government will reduce the number of LPGs.
Don't promise Narega. Don't promise Narega to basically siphon the money off to your middle-level Congress candidates.
Sir,
if you promise Narega, deliver Narega.
Sir, if you want to do away with populism...
That is populism.
Sir, if you want to do away with populism and that is the economic philosophy of the government...
I'm not in politics.
Then I'd say... No, one sec. Then I'd say reduce the number of LPG cylinders, deregulate diesel prices, streamline all the UPS, streamline all the UPS social welfare schemes, cut down the money spent on Manrega.
As you know,
cut down the money, spent on the National Rural Health Mission.
Both Meghnad and I have loudly spoken about the crime of subsidizing LPG.
No LPG.
So you are economists.
Subsidy.
You are both economists.
LPG subsidy.
You are both economists.
Eventually,
remove subsidies from the poor and subsidize the rich. You can't take an ordinary train from Delhi to Kolkata without the fear of an accident and bring in bullet speed trains. Let's proceed systematically. The railways need
I want to make
a revamp at the ground level, not a superstructure that emulates Japan.
Don't be silly. Pawan Verma.
Don't use expletives. I can use them for you also. What do you mean by don't be silly?
Most of the railway ministers. What I want to say is that the railway ministers who made the trains dangerous were all the populist ministers, many of them from Bihar. Many of them went on cutting the fares without improving the railways. They went on piling up debt in the railways. They had no money to improve passenger facilities. All they did was promise new routes and cut fares. If you go on doing like that, then your trains become dangerous.
I'm going to ask you.
No, let's get Rita Prasad.
People unfriendly. That is populism. That is populism. That is populism.
Okay. Rita Prasad wants to come in. After that, MJ Akbar will defend. You see, the government...
Travel by train and you'll see what populism is.
The railways as per your elitist vision on the shoulders of the poor commuter.
I just want to make my point. First of all, Arnab, rail is a public transport. First of all, we have to be clear about that. Rail is essentially and basically in our country, it's a public transport, and public transport must have public characteristics. Without public characteristics, you cannot have public transport. And public transport throughout the world, throughout the globe, it needs budgetary allocation, it needs support from the government. Government cannot withdraw from public transport. Now this budget, the government's first railway budget, this budget is a cosmetic one. High on rhetoric and low on substance. The government has spoken about the high-sounding bullet trains. There are rhetoric about commercial freight corridors. There are packages. The industry is very interested because you are speaking about FDI. But the question is of the common man. The majority of the India, the suffering India, shining India, people of shining India. People of shining India don't travel in Indian railways. It is suffering India to travel on railways. We have to depend on railways. And this entire budget is basically a manifestation. It is a blueprint for privatization of the Indian railways. Everything has been done. The framework, it has been created to privatize the entire railway sector. Don't support mindless populism. What is wrong has been wrong. Because as I come from Bengal, I have heard in my state, one of the ex-railway ministers speaking about 16 railway factories that have been established, but I was unable to find any such factories in my state. I have heard that 500 super specialty hospitals will be created in the country, but I don't want to go into that. Those mindless populism needs to be objected. But the point is...
No, Rita Prasad, let's move beyond Bengal, please. No, 1 minute. No, we are talking about prudence, right? I have one question for MJ Akbar. I'll rest my case if MJ Akbar and Omkar Goswami can give me a satisfactory explanation. Because I find that in this panel today, the right-wing thinkers are MJ Akbar, Omkar Goswami and Meghnad Desai. So they are one lobby. And the other three of you are concerned about what's going to happen to the poor. See, MJ Akbar is so happy that he has your support. But my question is very simple.
We are concerned about the poor as well.
No, let me ask.
We are concerned about the poor as well. Hang on, Arnab.
Your definition of the poor is not my definition of the poor.
The poor have been suffering.
My question is...
My definition of poor is not people who get LPG. Really? I don't think LPG consumers are poor.
You want us to go back to the Stone Age? You want us to go back to the Stone Age, but we won't.
Poor don't have LPG.
You want us to go back to the Stone Ages, but we won't.
Poor don't have LPG.
My question is... Gentlemen, my question is this. Listen to my question. My question is the question everyone in this country is asking today. You speak about fiscal prudence, right? You speak about we have no money. Why are we having to put some of this load to the people have to pay? Because there is no money. So what do you do to trim your expenses, MJ Akbar? What do you do to trim your expenses? you go ahead and announce, 1 minute, what will be, if it happens, a 60,000 crore bullet train between Ahmedabad and Mumbai, even as you admit that bullet trains will require completely new infrastructure. So I don't understand it.
And Arnab, in China,
I don't understand this at all.
Because passengers cannot afford them.
Yeah, what are you saying? What's it?
Arnab,
no, explain the logic of the bullet, 60,000 crore rupee bullet train.
All your other panelists seem to believe they have both the questions and the answers. You know, one of the things that has been missed out in this debate is the huge investment in an area which has not been done in the last 10 years and perhaps longer, which is in the tracks and the condition of the tracks. Many of these visions that we have actually encapsulated and put forward would need careful monitoring and graded expenditures.
So where will the Mumbai-Ahmedabad money come from? 60,000,
you know,
let's take the counter, then I'll come.
For the ordinary man, whether to reach safely or not.
No, 1 second. MJ Akbar.
Who introduced the term Duranto into railways?
No, forget all this. You asked a good question and I have an answer. It's a well-defined answer, well-known.
And then...
Let him finish.
You know, but to call Lord Meghnad Desai, who is a Labour peer of the realm, right-wing, I think he's a bit of an affront.
No, that's all right. That's all. He's as much a Labour peer as the... 1 second. He's as much a Labour peer as the Mirror used to be a Labour newspaper. My question is this. Where does the 60,000 crore bullet train come from?
Okay, here's
you say we have no money.
No. Is it? And who can pay for it?
It comes from raising resources.
Where? How?
I shall tell you. May I
Public-private partnership.
No, can I please answer this?
Okay, 1 second.
Hang on, time out. I know this.
They come from expansion of the economy and come from many other sources.
Akbar, please, I know the answer.
Okay, Mr. Akbar.
First and foremost, Pawan, here's my request to you, Pawan. Hang on, just hang on for 1 minute. Hang on for 1 minute. My request to Pawan, since Pawan is an extremely well-read person, may I request you to read 2 volumes of the Railway Reform Committee's report. It was chaired by Rakesh Mohan and came out in 2002. The Railway Minister was your ex-Chief Minister, who accepted in principle almost all the recommendations but told us he can't do it. Okay? Please read the 2 volumes. You will actually find a lot of answers to it. Some really serious people spend 18 months working hard with railways to do this. Answer to where your resources. I'll give you an example. Along the city of Bombay, starting from VT or Chhatrapati Shivaji, all the way along the central line to Thane, or from Churchgate, all the way to Dahisar, how much land is there? What is this land doing?
Okay.
What is it doing for railways?
Okay.
Why must railways, I am asking 2 questions simultaneously. Why must railways have Badwar Park in Cuff Parade, just as people who are MPs live in 3-acre mansions in Lutyens' Delhi? Why?
No, understood, but that's not explained in the budget. Pawan Verma, what's your response to that? My question again, once again, is this. 1 second. My question is, are we fooling the people of this country? No, 1 second.
Just to respond to Omkar.
Yeah, Pawan Verma, just want to encapsulate this. The question is this. Is this government fooling the people of this country by presenting this one big carrot that one day you're going to travel on a bullet train? I mean, for God's sake, you can't even ensure that the Rajdhani is safe. And you say we are going to get you a bullet train going at 350 kilometers per hour, which requires 60,000 crores. And I'm asking the Modi government, please, Mr. Modi, tell us why are you putting the carrot of a bullet train? You don't have the money for a bullet train. Either you want to distract attention away of the people, you know, and then you talk about public-private partnerships. You haven't been able to raise 1 penny through public-private partnerships. This is the most unsuccessful model in the world. So please, MJ Akbar, remember.
This particular budget, there is a calculation about the public-private partnership. This particular budget, Sadananda Gowda gave us the information that in our country, last year target was rupees 6,000 crore through public-private partnership. Almost nothing of that has been realized. And now, you are speaking of public-private partnership only in those sectors, the connectivity sectors, particularly with the mines. You are speaking of connectivity with the seaports. You are speaking of connectivity with the power sectors. So the private sector will obviously invest where there is a chance of profit. They will take the blood from you, and the entire body will
No, exactly.
That is the reality. The question is, now you are talking about money. We are emphasizing on government investment. Let the government invest. You don't give concessions.
The private sector will only participate.
Must not be given as tax concessions.
Hang on.
You spend that money to build infrastructure for developmental purpose.
Watch it.
Yeah, at the end of the day, the private sector, I completely agree with you, will put in money where they see a return on capital. But the money that they put in there takes away the money that the government needed to put in there.
Yeah, but there's no money coming in.
No money is coming in. We don't know whether
there's no money coming in.
But we don't want to have, unthinking negatives on PPP. Just as you don't want an unthinking positive and drumming of support for it. Yeah.
No, but this is so unfair. The BJP till last year says, and I quote, and yes, I'm coming to you, Pawan Verma and Mr. Mungekar, and I must say, Lord Meghnad Desai, I am astonished at the amount of respect that you're showing all the other panelists, including me tonight, by not interrupting even once. The question is, till last year, the BJP says that there is not even a single public-private partnership success story in the railways. Today, you hinge your entire project, your entire railway budget to the possibility of successful public-private partnerships. I mean, who are you fooling? Bullet trains, public-private partnerships? I mean, you know how much of this is achievable and how much of this is not. And no populism, and then you roll back the suburban fare hike in Mumbai. Proof of the pudding, MJ Akbar, is in the eating. It's not the loud words or the criticism of other governments which you'll be remembered for. It is for the action which you can actually achieve, not for the promises that you lay out. Pawan Verma responding now. Pawan Verma. Pawan Verma.
Can I point out one?
Pawan Verma is responding to both you and Omkar.
Arnav.
No, may I point
Pawan Verma, please. Pawan Verma, after that, Mr. Mungekar.
Omkar, I recall going through the two-volume report.
One thing in your question.
Let's have a organized discussion. It was my turn on the floor.
Sure.
No, I was just saying, Omkar, that the two-volume report you referred to had a comprehensive, holistic plan by which, in a phased manner, you can put the railways back on its feet.
Absolutely.
When you mentioned Nitish Kumar, I can tell you that he was the only rail minister who raised the passenger fares marginally, but did so keeping in mind that the burden on the person who really uses the railways the most, in millions of numbers, the burden should be tolerable. Now, what has this budget done? It has a certain vision of an India, a superstructure of really elitist development, whereas you may have your eyes on the sky, but your feet must be on the ground.
Yeah.
You are raising money through PPP and FDI.
No.
Which sectors? How is it going to pay for it?
Let MJ Akbar respond.
Sure.
Let MJ Akbar respond.
Yeah,
MJ Akbar is responding.
Yes. There is a fundamental difference, Arnav, between the situation last year and the situation this year. Last year, Narendra Modi was not the Prime Minister of India.
Oh.
This year, even before the budgets have come in, you can see that the market response and the expectations that are there in the market from the private sector and the willingness to participate with the government.
So now we have to move to individual faith.
Believe will be actually good for the nation, is really,
can you come down to brass tacks beyond just the sentimentalism of having Modi there? I mean, Modi there is not going to change everything.
Finally, it's reduced to the fact that Mr. Modi is there, whatever else the budget doesn't have.
Beyond the concept of my fellow panelists.
No, MJ Akbar, today Pawan Verma says everything, or your entire argument comes down to Mr. Modi is there, so things will be different. On fundamentals, public-private partnership, cost of the bullet train.
Yes.
Right? Effective populism versus fake populism. You are not giving specific answers. You're only repeatedly saying things have changed because Modi is there. Understood, Modi is there, but can you answer on specifics?
About bullet trains, please see the experience of China. I don't know what Omkar feels. In China, they've introduced bullet trains as part of the image-building exercise of a modern China. Half the trains are going empty because passengers can't pay the fare.
So may I come in? Yeah, hang on.
So you're saying, you're saying the Modi government is putting a pipe dream.
Hang on. Let's break this thing down. And Pawan, you have to do what you have to do. You are a Rajya Sabha MP against the party in power.
Don't hold that against him.
Pawan is a friend. So he has to do his dharma, his Raj dharma. So, but look at it this way.
No, I believe what I'm saying.
I look at it this way.
Pawan,
hang on. I think you have to look at elements of this budget. All of it is not brilliant. Frankly speaking, the bullet train is to me a pipe dream of a man who wants to do something that China has done. Yeah. And his railway minister is only too happy to acquiesce. Okay. Now, keep that aside.
I mean, China's got 11,000 kilometers of bullet
trains. Or criticize it. I think the thing that we need to look at, forget about Modi, forget about Nitish, forget about Lalu, don't forget about Mamata because she's impossible to forget. But remember one thing, that we have completely ruined one of the greatest infrastructures of this country, and over a 5, maybe 10-year period, we need to bring it back. And look at those elements in this budget that can help bring it back, and of course criticize what you think is over the top. And then let's be sensible about it.
Fine. So at least do we admit here, Mr. Mungekar, by the way, Mr. Mungekar and Meghnad Desai, bringing them back into the debate. Mr. Mungekar, you have not answered at all the big scam which we are speaking about. A bullet train costs 60,000 crores when it is put with lines, everything. Where did our 60,000 crore rupees go, sir, in all these years of the UPA government? Paisa kahan gaya? Mungekar ji, zara hame bataiye. 60,000 crore, 99, no, 1 second, sir. This is a big scam. I put the graphic once again. Tell us, where did the money go?
There's corruption in the railways. You can't cover it up under PPP.
Paisa kahan gaya?
Of course there is.
Paisa kaun khaya?
Of course there is.
Paisa kaun khaya? 60,000 crores, sir. 99 new line projects were announced in 10 years. Only one is complete. Will you say, will Rahul Gandhi tell us? Or should we go with a mic before Manmohan Singh and ask him where the money went? Because this is a big scam. So before you ask a single question to the BJP, first you answer my question on this one. Where did the money go? No, where did the money go?
Money was there. The projects that
the money was there. I know that in the 676 projects, 157,883 crore. Only 317 projects could be completed. 359 remain to be completed. They require 182,000 crores. I am asking you about the money spent. Where did the money go? Where did the money go?
I will tell you. Please allow me to reply.
No, sir, where did the money go?
But let me allow me to please reply.
You don't dodge it.
Let me reply. But the one important question was, in order to get railway line expansion, the basic problem was acquiring the railway land and wherever.
Sir, where did the money go? You couldn't. Sir, out of 99 projects, you could complete one, which means 98 were not done. The money was sanctioned. Where did the money go? Where did the money go?
From the time of Jafar Sharif.
Yeah, exactly.
From the time of Jafar Sharif.
No, where did the money go?
Hang on. Let me be very clear. From the time of Jafar Sharif all the way down, with a small exception of Madhavrao Scindia,
I was bringing
huge
back
amounts
the
of money
to what
have been
Mr. Pawan Verma said.
Completely wasted. Allegedly buying land, allegedly getting tracks, allegedly spending money for doubling up tracks which have never seen the light of day. Do you know one thing? Here's something for you to think about. The time taken for the Deccan Mail to go from Victoria Terminus, Chhatrapati Shivaji Terminus to Pune Terminus today is 15 minutes less than it took in 1947. Thank you very much.
Yeah, where did the money go? And you keep announcing schemes. What about the
15 minutes, not less, sorry. I made a mistake. 15 minutes more. So it took, today in 19, takes 15 minutes more.
Sir, there is 1 minute. So on the contrary, today, now I'm going to Meghnad Desai on a very important point about the end of populism. You see, Meghnad Desai, what I find interesting and perhaps laudable is that the Modi government has not done this whole business of...
definition of populism is absolutely fallacious.
Sir, I am asking you a definition of scam. Where did the money go?
Is absolutely... No, you don't divert the discussion. I am telling Meghnad Desai's definition.
Let Lord Meghnad Desai answer.
Meghnad, please.
No, one second. You have not answered my question. I will not let you move on. No, I won't, sir. You have to first answer my question.
No.
Where did the money go?
Mr. Meghnad Desai, being noted economist, he is aware of the marginal cost pricing and full cost pricing of the public utility services.
No, Lord Desai can answer. No, Lord Desai cannot take that. Lord Desai can take that.
Public television,
Lord Desai can answer this. Lord Desai will answer.
There are two standard principles of pricing public utility. One is marginal cost pricing and the second is full cost.
Who the hell cares about pricing? Where are the rail tracks? Where are the rail tracks? Where are the trains? I don't care about the pricing.
Why am I...
No, one second. Reply from Meghnad Desai.
No, you will make a reply from Meghnad.
Let us come to economics. Let us come to economics. I want answer from Mr. Meghnad Desai.
Okay, you're taking over the program. Meghnad Desai is answering to it. Meghnad Desai.
I mean... if somebody lets me talk, I can answer.
Go ahead.
If you marginal cost price everything, then you have to pay the difference somewhere, right? The money has to come from somewhere. The railways didn't used to be at a loss in the old days, in the 50s and 60s, 70s. Now they're running a loss. So what it is even less than marginal cost pricing, but the suffering is also on the poor because the debt is so high. The debt is so high, the public debt is so high that 1/3 of tax revenue is spent on interest, and there's no money for health. There is no money for education, and that is what populism costs you. Populism costs the poor. Populism costs are borne by the poor. They don't get health. They don't get education because populist governments. Listen to me.
I'm very sorry.
Okay.
With all respect for you,
can I finish?
You have totally. I'm very sorry.
Can I finish?
You are saying that the poor will be burdened. Why you are not going for redistribution of income?
Can I finish?
30%. I am asking Mr. Desai.
Can I finish?
30%
Can I finish?
Can I finish? Can bear the burden for the poor.
Can I finish?
Finish.
Can I finish?
Why not? No, why not? No, you answer.
Can I finish?
Why the 30% affluent section of the society?
Let him finish his point.
Can you
let Meghnad Desai finish his point. Sir, understand one thing. Sir, I say one thing. Let him finish. Let him finish. Go ahead. No, 1 sec. Don't be exasperated. You are exasperated debating with a Congress politician. I debate with Congress and BJP politicians every day for a living. So Meghnad Desai
doesn't get paid for that.
But Meghnad Desai, don't be exasperated. I say Meghnad Desai, don't lose your shirts. I say this to you, sir. Don't lose your shirt. Please finish your point.
Now, listen. I'm trying to explain. I'm trying to explain a real disaster in Indian public finances. India spends the highest proportion of its budget on interest on debt. And the debt is risen because time after time, scheme after scheme is underpriced, deficit is created, debt is enhanced, and paying interest means you don't have money for health, you don't have money for education, you don't have money for investment, and that is the price you pay.
This correlation. Let's have a contribute.
Macroeconomics of debt and interest and the cost of
Rita Brata is taking you on. Rita Brata, and after that, Pawan Verma. Rita Brata.
I have a question for Lord.
Rita Brata is taking you on.
He is telling that you don't have money on health, you don't have money on education. Yes, it's true. But very interestingly, we have seen Congress is responsible in the last 10 years for that. Thousands and thousands of crores of money that are given as tax exemptions. When you oppose them, the minister said that these are incentive packages, these are stimuluses. If that money was there, 5.73 lakh crores, you can spend that money for public expenditure. The new government, interestingly, we are speaking on about bullet trains. I don't know, 306 km per hour. How Rajdanis are running at 135 maximum speed. Still we have accidents. 60,000 crores you are spending for one bullet train from Mumbai to Ahmedabad. I am thinking when we are speaking about this, Dr. Manmohan Singh said that India must tighten, the people of India must tighten their belts. Now this government, after coming to power with the promise of Achhe Din, is telling the Indian people that their stringent measures have to be taken. Financial discipline needs to be there. And that's why this government in this budget had linked up the future prices with the fuel adjustment factor. This means that every increase in price.
Yes, they have. Yes, I wanted to so
yes, they have. 170% it is correct.
1 second. One at a time. One at a time. One at a time.
Price will go up. Rail fare will go up.
One at a time. First of all,
let's be totally realistic.
This is first of all, it's a very controversial subject. I am surprised, Rita Brotho, I am surprised this subject has come so late in the day. I am going to extend this debate. My question is, the government has decided...
Let me just say a word.
Sir, can I say one sentence? One sentence, sir. The government has decided that in future, train fares, train prices will depend on the cost of fuel. Right?
Simple as that.
The left party say this is the biggest betrayal on the Aam Aadmi. This is going to make us extend the debate. We'll have one speaker at a time. First, taking on Rita Brotho is Omkar Goswami. After that, I'll toss the debate. Let's open this debate up. Yeah, go ahead.
Very simple.
Go ahead. We'll also open the lines.
When the cost of fuel, which is a very, very important input to railways or many other such things, goes up, it should be passed on. If it is not passed on, you have another option. You can either pass on the cost or you can print notes. Okay? If Rita Brotho and others of his ilk feel do not pass. No.
What ilk? Define the ilk.
The ilk is the left. The ilk are people who don't understand economics.
Oh, he doesn't understand economics.
I do not think he does. I don't think he does. You don't pass. If you don't want to pass it,
earning less than,
if you do not want to pass the cost, print notes. If you print notes, your deficit increases. All other things being equal, inflation increases, debt increases, and you get right royally Roger.
Is that what you told the people?
Simple as that.
And what about the person out there who says, you didn't exactly tell me this when you asked me to vote for the BJP?
Not collected is 5.1 lakh crore. Fiscal deficit is 5.2 lakh crore. So don't give tax concessions.
Okay, next
spend the money on the
Rita Brotho.
Spend the money on...
I am completely with you. No tax concessions and pass the price.
Okay, and one second. How much of passing the price will account for the cost of one Ahmedabad-Mumbai bullet train? Please, Omkar Goswami.
Zero.
Be realistic.
No, this Ahmedabad, forget about this.
No, I'll keep repeating.
I am completely saying this Ahmedabad-Mumbai bullet train is a dream of the
but it's a dream that's been put up there and served to the people of this country.
And I think it would have been best left. It would have been best left unsaid.
Well, then it was said.
Hang on. I am not Modi's, fan follower. Okay. So let me make it very clear. It need not be here. It need not have been there. And in any case, in a 2 years or 3 years time, it can't be executed.
1 minute, please. Next speaker on the whole subject of linking the railway fares. Pawan Verma, by the way, MJ Akbar, coming to you in a bit. You'll have to take on Pawan Verma's points on this one. Pawan Verma, the betrayal, the greatest betrayal in this bye-bye populism approach of Narendra Modi is to allow the railway minister to link future rail fares to the diesel prices. Now, you know what people will say, Pawan Verma, and MJ, think about this. What's happening? We know what's happening in North Africa. We know what's happening in the oil fields. We know how the geopolitics is placed right now. There is a genuine fear that prices may go up. In that case, tomorrow, will you say that a third-class Mumbai Rajdhani third-class AC should cost more than flying between Mumbai and Delhi?
No,
Is that what we are
way more. It will be way more. The aviation turbine fuel will go up at 6 times the price.
No, whatever.
What am I talking about?
No, but you're going to link it. You're going to link it. You're going to pass on the burden.
If crude goes up, aviation turbine fuel goes up. Yeah.
1 second, please. My question is to Pawan Verma.
As an essential commercial commodity. Just ridiculous.
Change that.
Meghnad is a friend. And an economist.
Omkar Goswami, that was Omkar Goswami.
One of the problems of economists is, now I was hearing Meghnad earlier on populism. One of the problems of economists is when they draw models in a otherwise political void. You are dealing in a country like India where all budgets and accountability have to balance the subsidies that you must provide for the poor when they are literally surviving at survival level.
Let me share
and
with
they
you.
Need to. Just let me finish. Give me 30 seconds.
Please.
Give me 30 seconds.
Please.
So,
actually,
and how you raise revenues through other means. Now, I say to you quite simply, my only point to you is, you are now afraid of withdrawing subsidies from the rich but creating more facilities for them at huge costs, which you can ill afford, whereas the common person travelling by the train has become the source of your revenue raising. You yourself raised the question of surplus land. Was it considered? Have other innovative mechanisms been tried?
Was it? That question will be answered by MJ Akbar. I'm going to take a short break. A very short break. Omkar Goswami, Mr. Mungekar and Meghnad Desai haven't spoken on this yet, and neither have you. So the question is very simple out here, and this question goes to MJ Akbar. It's all right, MJ Akbar, to say we've taken the bitter pill, we're taking the tough decisions, long term will be good. We're not announcing lines which we can't do. We are looking for revenue. We're tripling profitable lines, doubling profitable lines. Great economics, MJ Akbar. Tremendous economics. But, how will it feel when 10 to 12 times a year, the people turn against you each time the prices of rail fares go up? I mean, it affects everyone. You're not sparing sleeper class, unreserved class. Everyone, someone carrying milk to deliver milk from one village to the other, he will pay more and he will curse you for what you're doing. Are you ready for that?
Vegetables.
Arnab, I'm sure what you have said will register, and the people who are taking the decisions will take these things into consideration. I'm absolutely sure about that. But may I make a very much stronger point? I think this debate has been skewered very, very badly.
Why?
Into this by this charge, a motivated charge that the whole budget speech contains only one line, which is bullet trains. That this is elitism.
No.
There are 32 pages by the printout. Now, I'd like to ask, is better cleanliness in the trains, is that elitism? Is better food, is that elitism? Is ordering food by SMS, by the ordinary, any passenger, better? Sir, is that elitism?
Sir, you think the milkman, milkman and the vegetable vendor who travel for their livelihood will say that MJ Akbar, thank you very much, we can now order food on SMS?
Taken by the government by opening up transparency in the bidding process. You asked a very, very relevant question. Where has the money gone? The money has gone in corruption in the bidding processes of the various projects. That's where the money has disappeared. From now on, the bidding process will be transparent. It will be on email. It will be on internet. And totally open. It's a fabulous, important,
I just want to mention one point here.
Which nobody thought
this
about.
Budget,
is
which has been
improving the quality of stations,
elitism, has
no, let him complete with a broto.
I know there is one Bihar leader, Lalu Prasad Yadavji, who thinks that by making secure gates, he objected to it. Is that elitism by ensuring the security of passengers?
Sir,
I'm really, really astonished.
Sir, but that was not my question.
Not everybody.
Mr. Akbar.
Are taking one point.
Mr. Akbar. No, Mr. Akbar. Mr. Akbar. Mr. Akbar, it was said. Mr. Akbar, you have many qualities. Mr. Akbar, you have many qualities, and I often heard about this legend that nobody can make a front page of a newspaper look as stunning as MJ Akbar. Tonight, I find that you have another gift of completely deflecting the questions as well. This is an unbelievable new quality I've discovered. I didn't even ask you that question. You've listed out all that is good about the budget, but I didn't even ask you that question.
You've been running the debate on that.
No, my question is the vegetable vendor.
The question of raising the prices, Arnab, I answered that in the beginning, that the concerns you have raised will certainly have registered at the highest levels, and I am sure that these concerns will be accommodated and be taken into consideration.
Oh, so you're talking rollback. You're saying rollback. Meghnad Desai, am I smelling a rollback? No, Meghnad Desai, am I smelling a rollback?
On how precisely to grade the increase and to, keep the balance right.
No, am I smelling a rollback?
Arnav, one point.
Am I smelling a rollback?
I have absolutely no idea.
Oh, you have no idea.
As I said,
well, if the pressure grows,
really above my
Meghnad Desai.
I think India imports 78% of its fuel requirements. Now, oil prices go up and they go down. So if you have linked fares to fuel prices, fares will go up, fares will go down, depending upon what the fuel prices will do. So why does everybody think prices will only go up? I think it's a very sound principle. Even with marginal cost pricing, which somebody wanted, marginal costs go up if fuel prices go up. So that's a perfectly sound principle.
Our callers.
I think
we'll take 3-4 callers.
Is the way to run a railway.
We'll take 3-4 callers. Nagarna is calling from Gulbarga. Nagarna. Okay, lost Mr. Nagarna's line, I'm told right now. You're getting excited at this part of the debate, Rito Proto. But it's unflappable. If you notice the reaction today of the BJP, it's unflappable. I do not sense tonight a rollback. I do not sense, Omkar Goswami, sense a rollback on this right now. I think a decision's been well taken out. One sec.
Why should there be a rollback?
Omkar.
I would be very surprised. There is very little here to suggest a rollback. And I just want to put factual, no debating positions, some facts. I think that viewers must hear and all of us must share. Over the last 25 years, because we rarely ever increase passenger fare, we kept on increasing freight fare and made freight going through railway, which is the best way of moving freight, completely uneconomical. There has been no investments in railways worth the name for a very, very long period of time. There's a yawning deficit. The rolling stock has got completely depleted. There's disgraceful safety. And there has been one reward for this job. The reward for this job is you can be a chief minister of either Bengal or Bihar.
Right.
That's the state of railways, gentlemen. And that's the state of railways, my friends who are viewing. Well, and I think we should judge this budget. Everything in it is not brilliant. But judge the budget today in terms of intent. Go after things that are not particularly brilliant and tangential. And then go one year down the line and see if something has happened.
If you see, you have to represent the ability to take tougher measures in the short run to ensure long-term economic sustainability. That's what Modi is saying today through this budget. It tells me, it tells me a kind of thinking that's growing. A few quick questions now coming in. And my first caller, what's the name of our first caller tonight? SK Yadav from Lucknow. Mr. Yadav.
Yeah.
Good evening.
I have a very good suggestion from Mr. Modi that instead of penalizing the honest ticket buyer, we should punish the dishonest travelers who don't purchase tickets and punish the railway employees who indulge in corruption, and we should raise funds by selling the scrap which is lying on both the sides of the railways throughout the India.
Right.
And I think billions we can raise. Yeah.
Okay. I'll take one more caller. Kushal is calling from Pune. Kushal, just to get a sense of how viewers are thinking about this. Kaushal from Pune. Good evening, Kaushal.
Good evening, Arnav. Thanks for taking the question.
Yes.
What is that Devavata talking about? Only he has read out economics, everybody has read out economics, and we all have read out economics. And ask him what kind of economics he knows, that he is thrown out of West Bengal by the people. And now he is going to be thrown out of Kerala as well. And what this guy is talking about, he is giving suggestions to Lord Meghnad Desai, who is talking everything in the right spirit, and what BJP has done today, have done everything what they could do for the railways. And now, whatever...
Kaushal, he wants to say something to you. Kaushal, he wants to say something. You stay on the line, Kaushal. Rita Prata is responding right back at you.
No, I have true respect for Mr. Kaushal, who is an ardent BJP supporter. I have just one thing to tell, that Indian Rail is a public transport, and what is the element in this budget? It is a complete paradigm of this budget. There is a paradigm shift. Government is looking upon railway as an essential commodity. You cannot look upon. You are looking upon it as a commodity. Public transport cannot be looked upon. It has to be subsidized. Budgetary allocations have to be there. You have to take up upon your role. And most
one last caller.
What Mr. Kaushal is telling, he is forgetting that the Aam Aadmi has to bear the bonds of profit maximization of the corporates, of the fat cats and the FDI.
Okay, corporates, fat cats, FDI. Thank you very much.
Investment. Invest in a printing press in West Bengal. I think you'll need it very badly.
Okay, one second, Omkar.
When we come back, we will definitely do, I assure you.
Okay,
then it'll never happen.
Well, 1 minute.
Just wait. You don't have to wait for many years. It will happen very quickly.
Okay, Rita Proto, Omkar Goswami, Balachandra Mungekar, Meghnad Desai, MJ Akbar, thanks for joining me on that debate. We'll see whether it's going to be bye-bye populism when Arun Jaitley presents the budget on Thursday. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Thank you.